Hey, this is Brett the Hitman Hart, and you're listening to the Smacked Raw podcast.
Hey, folks, welcome to the Smacked Raw podcast, your one-stop shop for all your WWE, AEW, NXT recaps, reviews, pay-per-view predictions. It's your boys here. Kyle, got Kevin, and Mr. Rob Roode over here. Calling you Rob Roode from here on out, buddy. Got the custom shirt and everything, man. Look at that shit.
buddy.
Oh, man, that's right. We selling merch in there now. DM me at the Kai Tai Show. You want a shirt, all right? No. Oh, man. Hey, we are here to talk the Royal Rumble. Boys. Boy, oh, boy.
Yes. Uh-huh.
What was it? Man. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Yeah.
what a show. What a show. Yeah. And I mean that in the best way possible, man. What a show. God dang, dude. I don't even know where to begin. Let's just begin by welcoming you guys. Thank you for joining us. We're a pro wrestling podcast. You can find us on Podbean, Stitcher, we're on Spotify, Google Play, iTunes. I think actually it's called Apple Podcasts now, something lame like that. Of course, we're on YouTube. Don't forget to smash the like button, hit subscribe. We're on the way to 100 subscribers. We're going to do something mean to Vince, I think, if we get to 100. We'll do something. I don't know, man. We'll make him watch the movie Cats or something.
Jesus. Not that. That's
no,
too much.
that's too much, man. Yeah, boy, oh boy. Rob, this is the first show we've been on together since, I don't know, like a minute, it feels.
Yeah, a while ago, man.
Man, you're making me jealous with that mic. I had the option to get a colorful Yeti. And I passed on it. Now I regret it.
Mm-hmm. Always gotta have colors, man. Don't ever go with the basic stock colors.
I know, man. Hold on. Do I have at least like color? Nope. Just gray and black. Just gray and black.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well. Damn, Kev, bro. We gotta hook you up with a mic, man. We gotta hook you up with a mic.
All I need is one mic.
And you can achieve your rap dreams.
Hell
yeah! There you go.
There you go.
Thank you.
Hey guys. Hey, listen, man. We're gonna talk some wrestling here in a bit, man. But before we get to that, make sure you talk it with us. Get down in the comments section. Go ahead and tell us what you thought of tonight's show. Tell us of innovative ways we can punish Vince once we get to that 100 subscriber mark, or hit us up on Twitter. We're at the Smackdraw Pod, or excuse me, at Smackdraw Pod. Myself at the Kai Tai Show. Kevin at Kevin Crazy 316, and Rob, of course, at 2 words can't see me. If you're watching on YouTube, I timed that perfectly with the ticker. That was actually pretty awesome. But damn, okay, so let's get into it, man. 2020 Royal Rumble, in a nutshell. What are you gonna grade it, Rob?
Dude, this is an A+ show.
A+.
It was an A+ show. And I will admit that, those who don't know, we do predictions at the Smack Raw Pod in our chat, and we have a loser, and the loser takes punishment. That was part of my emotional investment because it came down to the wire.
Who won?
I don't know. All I know is I didn't lose.
We just know you didn't lose.
I predicted the Rumble winner, and that right there, I think I woke my household up.
Oh shoot, man! I know I woke my household up, but that wasn't because of predictions. That was pure elation.
I was very emotionally invested tonight. Those who don't know, it's my 1-year anniversary. I watched Royal Rumble last year. Actually, tomorrow is my 1-year anniversary because it was on the 27th last year.
Whatever.
So I watched Royal Rumble and I watched Raw and I stuck with it, and here I am. So 1-year anniversary.
What a difference!
And I do want to throw it out there that Becky Lynch winning the Rumble caused me to stick with it. And this year I wanted her to freaking lose.
And now she's going to make you quit.
My 1-year anniversary and you're still a thing. Go away. Give someone else a turn.
Go away.
Go away. We'll get into that, man. We'll get into that one for sure. Well, you said A+. Wow. Rob's a very giving person. What about you, Ken?
I'm very easy to please, though. So I'm very easy to please.
I'm pretty easy to please, too, if I'm being honest. I mean, I don't know if I liked it quite that much. I'd give it B+ for sure. I thought it was a real solid show.
Yeah. What was a highlight for you?
For sure, the Universal Championship match was real good.
Yeah,
Um,
nice.
Yeah, uh, you know, the women's Royal Rumble was pretty awesome. A couple little spots in there, like the
Oh,
Mandy
Beth
Rose.
Phoenix bleeding all over the goddamn
Oh my
place,
God.
looking like a murder scene.
I know.
Holy! Someone forgot to tell her that the rating got dropped to PG.
Like, yeah.
Oh, dude, she bled everywhere, man. She bled
Oh.
all over the place.
Yeah, the
I was
Otis
wondering
spot
why
with
they
Mandy
didn't get her
Rose.
out of there, but towards the end,
She was a
kinda
big part of the show. She was a huge part of the
finale.
match. Yeah.
Which is cool, but sometimes you got to call an audible, man. And like, dude, you're bleeding from the head there. Like,
Dang,
I'm
man.
all about.
Yeah, I
kayfabe,
hope she
but,
didn't
man,
have like a concussion or something. Honestly, like that was.
I think she knows her body though. If it was that
Yeah.
bad, she would have been like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's like,
That's true.
axe me.
That's
I gotta
true.
go."
Cuts on the head are often look worse than they actually are.
Right,
That's
right.
know.
That's true.
Yeah. I'm jealous, man. I'm gonna let one of y'all get in a rant. I'm gonna go grab me a drink. I'm gonna give the show. I'm gonna give it a dang, man. I'm gonna have to give it an A. We're all easy to please here, but I'll get into. Well, for one, me and Rob sounds like we missed the pre-show matches, so I don't have if they were stinkers. That's not pulling on my grade. I watched strictly the main show tonight.
They weren't bad. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
I watched them a little bit. I was just also doing chores.
But
So I mean, they were good, but your normal pre-match
yeah,
warm ups.
I was
Pretty much.
I was a big fan of both Rumble matches. I really, really enjoyed both of them.
Yeah.
I didn't like the outcome of the women's, but you're not supposed to always be happy with who wins. You know what I mean? That's
Sometimes unpredictable is the way to go.
Yeah.
Like that was like the entire WWE universe was like, yes, it's coming. I knew it was gonna happen, and they're like, psych.
yeah.
It's-
I will say I was genuinely shocked. I'm interested to see how this goes over. I mean if it's on the internet, you know it's more than likely going to be a bunch of pissing and moaning. But
Oh yeah. No matter what happens,
I'm
When
interested to see
I
what
want
people
Baron
say.
Corbin to win, and then when he wins, oh, yeah, I mean, it's the nature of wrestle Twitter.
Yeah. Then we had 3 title matches because of course Brock wasn't defending his belt tonight. So you had the Bailey Lacey match. You had Daniel Bryan and the Fiend, which Kevin alluded to, and then of course you had Becky Lynch and Asuka. And then, of course, we had the men's rumble, which the men's rumble, right when I was starting to get frustrated with it, I appreciated it. And I'll get into it when we're actually covering the match. I had
It was
mixed
amazing.
I
Your
had mixed
frustration
emotions in the
caused my
first
amazement.
in the first act of that men's rumble. I was starting to get stale, but boy, it picked up, man. And then I love how it played
Sad it
out.
didn't go longer.
Yeah, right. That's how they leave you, though. That's how you know you had a good match. You always got to leave them wanting more.
No, I'm talking about what frustrated you.
Oh, yeah. No, that happened at the right time. But anyways, yeah, let's okay, so man, let's just get into it, dude. Let's get into it. So, Kevin, you said you saw the pre-show matches, so go ahead and go ahead and tell them what you caught in the pre-show matches, and I'll be right back.
Word. So, the first one was Sheamus and Shorty G. It was all right. Predictable outcome. Sheamus beat the shit out of Shorty G. Whatever,
Mhm.
Sick bro kick to end the match, which was cool. And then of course, did you see any of the?
I want to plug real fast. I'll help carry you through this, but while Kyle gets back, I want to throw a wife plug out there. My wife doesn't watch often, but she does have her little tidbits, inside jokes here and there. When she did watch and the bar was a thing, she liked the bar. She's like, I love the bar. I like what they're about, whatever. And then Sheamus went away. And then one day she's like, Cesaro, isn't that the dude that was with the Mohawk guy? I'm like, yeah,
Right.
but the Mohawk guy got hurt and whatever. And now that he's back, the joke is that's your boy. She's like, he doesn't have the Mohawk no more. He's not my boy. So anytime he's on the screen, I'm like, babe, there's your boy. There's your boy. And then another running joke is when I first got into it a year ago is when Chad Gable was stale as shit with Robert Roode and he had the long hair. My wife's like, who's that? I'm like, that's Chad Gable. And just you had to be there for it to be funny. She goes, oh, Chad? So kind of Chad Gable became a thing as Chad. So now to her, Shorty G is Chad. So it's like there's your boy Chad and there's your boy Sheamus. She's like, neither of them are my boy. You had to, but I mean, I had to plug it. I had to plug it because it was a good moment in my house. She's like, neither of them are my boy. I'm like, that's Chad.
So
The little things in life.
Yeah.
did Shorty G get squashed or was it competitive?
No.
From what I seen, no, it wasn't a squash. I mean, you knew he was going to lose,
Yeah.
but it wasn't a squash.
It
He
would
got
have
his
been silly.
goals in.
Would have been silly for Sheamus's first match back to lose on the pre-show.
Yeah.
Valid.
Yeah. I mean, Shorty G looked all right, but you know, I mean, it was obviously a Sheamus choking. You know.
What?
Valid.
How did the Carrillo and Andrade match go?
I like that match. You know, the same kind of thing that you do from that one. You know, a lot of flipsy doos and whatnot.
The flipsy doos. Rob, you got to flash it, man. He's giving you a
What's
gimmick.
Oh.
Oh,
Yes. You know,
fuck yes,
solid.
man.
Those guys look good together. Andrade retains, just like I thought he would. And, you know, we're on to the Rumble.
Hell yeah. Oh man, that's interesting. Andrade. I wonder why they gave Carrillo that match all of a sudden, like last second and pre-show. Because you would think if they were going to do that, they'd make a bigger deal out of it. Then it's just kind of like a throwaway thing.
Yeah.
Like why even bother having it?
Especially because, to your point, I think when we were on SmackDown on Friday, the U.S. Championship is kind of the premier championship.
It is
Raw,
the title
you know?
on Raw. The WWE Championship is non-existent on the show.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's no offense.
Speaking of SmackDown Friday, I do want to plug that. I'm going to say something later. I did not see SmackDown Friday. Family stuff happened. I didn't get to watch it.
You didn't miss nothing, bro.
I did. I missed a completely something because I missed something that would have changed one of my predictions tonight. 100% fold. That when they showed the preview during the pre-show, I'm like, "Are you serious right now?" Like I would have not picked what I will bring up later. I would have not at all. And I would have been not as emotional at the end because I would have been in the winter pool early like everybody else. But this one match screwed me until the end.
All right.
I think I know what match you're talking about.
So the main show kicked off with the Roman Reigns, Baron Corbin, Falls Count Anywhere match, fighting all over the Minute Maid, the Minute Maid Arena. Yeah, Minute Maid Stadium.
The Cheater Arena. I'm sorry, I had to say it. The Cheater Arena.
I don't know. Man, this match was fun.
Yeah,
This match
it
was
was.
really fun. Like you knew what was gonna happen in it, but they just it was good. Roman and Corbin, damn it, they got good chemistry at times. Like if you put them in the right scenario, like this was great. I think it's good whenever Roman is is humiliating Corbin. That's when it works the best. It doesn't work the other way around. People could care less. You're pouring dog food on Roman Reigns.
I'm one of the biggest Corbin marks you'll find, and even I said, come on.
But throwing Corbin in a porta potty, now that's awesome.
But you ruined it because you flip it over and it comes out clean. At least have some. Some fake shit in there. Come on.
I was expecting like him to come out blue or something.
Right.
Yeah.
Like,
It was weird because it didn't even see him crawl.
to clean it.
Didn't even see him crawl out of the porta potty either. It just got
Right.
tipped over. They panned to Roman and they panned back, and Corbin's just
And he's
laying
out
on
of
the
it.
outside of it.
Yeah.
I was like,
How
was
did
he
get out of
even
it?
in there? Like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Everyone knows when you tip someone in a porta potty, you tip it on the door, okay? Because that's part of the joke. Because they can't get out. You can't have the door on the side or up top, man.
But who cares if
Thank
they
you.
can't get out if they're not getting pooped on? It's okay. You can get out. You're not getting pooped on. It's a clean porta potty with nothing in it.
He really could have stayed in there, seeing as it wasn't dirty. He'd be like, man, I need to catch my breath. You know?
Man, what if like he would have stayed in the porta potty and Roman pinned the porta potty and the ref was like 1, 2, 3.
Yo, I actually thought maybe that was what was going to happen because I just assumed that like he tipped it over on the door or some shit. So like, how the hell was he going to get out of there? And I was like, what is Roman going to do? Just stand on the goddamn porta potty and win the match? You know, like.
We had Jimmy or Jay Uso, obviously as a death wish, jumped off some damn scaffolding.
That was absolutely.
Came out of nowhere.
out
Pow.
of nowhere. I think it was. I think
Usos.
one of the Uso brothers, I think, was getting set up by Rude and Ziggler to get put through a guardrail, like it was set up like a table. And then
Yeah.
out of nowhere, the other Uso just came flying through the air, which looked cool initially, but it wasn't until they showed the replay from above the scaffolding and showed how high this dude jumped from.
That's why it came out of
Holy hell,
nowhere in the
man.
camera pane. Like, whoa, where'd this guy
Yes,
come from?
that was
Yeah.
that was.
I do
nuts,
want to
man.
say though, I think they took this a little too far. Like you had freaking Rude and Dolph fighting the Usos like for a minute. Like they interfered. Don't have it look like they're the ones in the match right now. Like
Well, they had all the high
don't-
spots. You know
Well,
what I mean?
they did. Like
Yeah,
that's
that's true.
they're not in the match. Don't give them the high spots. Let Roman Reigns jump off the rafters and do a
Oh,
stupid
Jesus
Superman punch.
Christ.
I hate the Superman punch, but I don't know.
You
It
can do the
just bugged me. I
superhero
don't know.
landing.
I'm not gonna
Blow
like go
his
to
knees
Twitter
out.
and complain about it, but you guys know I don't like. There's not a lot bugs me, but this I'm like, you guys have been on them for too long. Like I'm
Yeah,
cool with ever being
you're
on them.
stealing-
It just felt weird. I
You're
don't-
stealing the shine. Is what you're
Yeah,
doing.
exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Like my boy's about to get dog food on him. Okay, let him go. Get dog food or something on him.
Man. Roman ended up winning this. He speared McIntyre like on a dugout? Like on the dugout or
Corbin.
something?
Corbin.
Yeah, Corbin McIntyre, Jesus.
Yeah, he speared Corbin on a cheater's dugout, and he got pinned on a
cheater.
cheater's dugout.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, I couldn't wait to plug that, guys. I'm sorry. I'm a big baseball fan, and the cheater thing bugs me. Sorry. I'm done
you'll-
plugging it, but I had to do it.
I'll
because
have you
they're
fill me
cheaters.
in after the show.
They're cheaters. The freaking Astros won the World Series by literally cheating, like full out cheating.
Yeah?
Yeah, like cheating, plain and simple. When I made it real fast. If there was an off-speed pitch, they had cameras set up, and a dude in the dugout hit a garbage can. The entire World Series.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
not a baseball fan, so I don't know.
And
Like
it's
this
the
is like
biggest
talking
cheating
Greek
thing,
to me.
like, in the history of ever. Like it's bad, bro. Like, we'll go off subject because ain't nobody here to hear that. But
No, you'll have to show me, or you guys in the comments section can go ahead, leave comments, and like fill me in on how this
link you
happened.
some stuff. I will link you some stuff. Like
All right, all right.
they got punished for it and everything.
I
Like,
can't wait to go down the rabbit hole, man.
Yeah, it's bad. It bugs me. It bugs me that it happened.
So, following the Reigns and Corbin fun match, man, we led into the first Royal Rumble match of the night, the Women's Rumble. Boy, dude, Bianca. So the starting two was what? Alexa Bliss and Bianca Belair.
Yes.
Bianca Belair won the Iron Woman award
Yeah.
for this match. She was in there for a long time. If you didn't know who she was beforehand, you know who she is now.
100%.
Hell yeah, the EST of NXT. She was in there. What we had to return. We had what? Mighty Molly. That was dope. Mighty Molly came out. My wife
Okay,
popped for Kelly
so-
Kelly.
Now, my wife asked me who the hell is Molly,
Oh,
and I know she
man,
was
that
Molly
hurts.
Holly.
That
she
hurts
was
my
around.
soul, man.
Well, my wife doesn't pay attention. She was never in and out like I'm always saying I was. I knew who Molly was.
Yeah.
She was Bob Holly's cousin, correct?
In storyline,
In storyline.
yeah, in storyline,
Okay.
Hardcore
Like-
Holly, Crash Holly, and Molly Holly are all like cousins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Who is
Mighty?
Bob Sparkplug Holly? Did he become Crash Holly?
No, Bob Sparkbug Holly became Hardcore Holly.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I gave my
Yeah.
wife the correct information
All right.
because like she's like, "Who's this?" I'm like, "That's Bob Holly's cousin."
Yeah.
I was like,
And Mighty Molly was part of Hurricane Helms faction because you had Hurricane Helms, who, FYI, just throwing it out there, anytime you mention Hurricane Helms, you have to throw out there that he has a pin victory over The Rock. Look it up. But
"The Rock's shoulder wasn't down." I don't believe you.
his shoulder was down.
I don't believe you. There's no
But
way.
he had the Rock's not the Rock. Umaga was Rosie at the time. He was in the faction. He was the superhero in training. But it was the acronym, so it just spelled shit on his shirt. and then you had Mighty Molly in there, and they were a trio of superheroes.
That's
awesome.
And they were
That's so
fucking
great.
awesome, dude.
That's so great.
Hurricane Helms was obviously the highlight of the thing. Just watching a cruiserweight come out and actually like attempt to chokeslam guys all the time, and then like you'd pop huge if he actually did get a choke slam off. Because
So he's a cruiserweight,
yeah, he's a cruiserweight.
and he pinned The Rock.
Yes,
Who
he's a
made that
cruiser. He's a
call?
cruiserweight like jobber.
And you pinned The Rock. How?
I think it was Stone Cold came out and distracted The Rock.
Okay, so it
So
wasn't
the Rock had beat down Hurricane. They had really funny segments back and forth. The Rock and Hurricane segments were hilarious back in the day. Their backstage stuff was like such good chemistry. But essentially, Rock would bully Hurricane because he's a small fella. But The Rock was out there and was, I think, got distracted by Stone Cold, who made an appearance on the ring apron, and Hurricane rolled his ass up, pinned The Rock. And this was like prime Hollywood Rock too, after Attitude Era, everything, man.
after the shaved head. After wow.
Yeah, man. Come out, he'd be singing on the guitar and shit. Got pinned by Shane Helms, man.
Oh shit.
Yep, man.
Oh man, that's
I'm
gonna
a-
come back
I'm
to
a-
haunt him in a resume one day. They're
Yeah.
Incredible Hulk.
No
They're
shit.
gonna be like, bro, you got
Rock,
pinned by this
you're
guy.
trying to
though,
play
man.
a badass, but it shows here that Shane Helms pinned you.
You got
on an
pinned by a
episode of
90-pound
Raw.
cruiserweight smaller than Rio.
Anyways, back to the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, spectacular.
Sorry, man. Molly Holly's always going to take me down, trip down memory lane. But yeah, Molly Holly was good in there. Who else? Beth Phoenix and Natalia.
Kelly
that
Kelly?
was dude. I could care less about Kelly Kelly. I'm sorry, man. That was
I don't know who she is, but I know she's a thing. That's why I brought it up.
Yeah.
That's why I assumed that's who
she
you were
was
gonna
she
bring
was
up next.
part of the era of if I remember correctly, she was part of the era when they were hiring models and then trying to train them to wrestle. So the quality of wrestling was like shit.
Was it worse than the Attitude Era?
Women's wrestling can't be worse than the Attitude Era.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
No,
even I'll admit, they were great and all. Don't get me wrong.
you had only a couple that could do it here and there.
Yeah.
During the Attitude Era. No, they just stopped. They stopped caring about women's wrestling altogether for a while and just hired damn models. They would do diva searches and shit like that. And Kelly Kelly was on that. But Beth Phoenix, man, I'm always gonna pop for Beth Phoenix. Santino Marella came out. Beth and Natalia finally. They still didn't get their payback for the for WrestleMania because he eliminated himself. That's bullshit.
I have to
that's
ask.
bullshit, man.
This was the dude with the eyebrows, right?
Eyebrow.
Okay, that's okay. Yep.
Yeah.
I had no idea who he was.
So
if I'm being honest.
Santino Marella was mainly a comedy wrestler.
Yes. That's the
Just
only
like
reason
just
I know
the
who he
Cobra, dude. The Cobra
Yeah.
was hilarious. But I think it was WrestleMania 25. They had like a Divas Battle Royal, like 25 women Battle Royal, and he won it. He's a dude, and he came out in drag. He came out in the same drag that he was in tonight.
Okay.
Yeah, and he eliminated Beth Phoenix. He threw Beth Phoenix over the rope. So that explained the whole stare off with Beth Phoenix and him and her looking like fucking death into him, dude. Like that was scary.
Yo, that makes a lot more sense now. That's a lot cooler, moment.
But for true payback, they should have beat his ass and tossed him out. But I get why they didn't, because he retired for, I think, like some of the same shit, like Stone Cold and even Edge, who we'll get into, spinal shit. So he's probably not
Might not
cleared
have
to.
been-
Yeah, he's probably just not cleared to get his ass beat. But that was cool, man. I liked it. It was a nice, because that came at the end of the Rumble, and it was a nice palate cleanser for the final entrant, which was Shayna Baszler. Damn, the mood,
I was waiting for this. I was waiting for this. the
Yeah.
whole time.
yo,
think
that
everybody
mood
was.
changes
The
when
whole
she
time.
comes out, man, doesn't it?
It wasn't even because of that. It was because she was my prediction, and I was trying to beat you assholes.
Oh man,
I'll straight up say 100%. But the reason I wanted her to come out is let those who don't know me, I'm not a logical guy. People can be like, well, Lacey Evans isn't going to win the title because so-and-so just won it, and they need to take the storyline. I'm like, shut up. Lacey Evans is going to win the title because you're nasty. Boom.
That's
I
it.
mean, you know what
I
I'm
think
saying?
that's logical.
that is
Like,
logical.
that's what I'm saying. That's how I am. That's the type
Pro
of dude I
wrestling
am.
logic.
That's why I mesh well with you guys, and that's why I mesh well, and I'm happy with the product no matter what they throw me. But since I'm trying to beat you guys in predictions, Becky Lynch and Shayna Baszler started a thing that they never really finished. And how do you get somebody to face Becky Lynch at WrestleMania? You have them win the Royal Rumble.
It's true.
Done. So I picked Shayna Baszler. I thought it was going to happen. and then they pulled the curveball that at the time I was mad at, but then when I won, I was like, okay, that's a great curveball. Well, we didn't finish it because I kind of cut you off.
No,
Baszler
hey,
came
good.
out, and her and Charlotte went at it, and then Charlotte ended up flipping Baszler over the rope.
Yeah.
Complete shocker. I don't think anybody in the universe expected it.
No,
Nobody.
dude, I had because I think the money was on me. I mean, everybody and their parents was betting on Baszler,
Oh, yeah.
and then a strong second to that was like I heard toss-ups pretty much just between Sasha Banks and then a returning Ronda Rousey. I don't recall really hearing anybody predicting Charlotte.
Right. She's had her shine. I mean, they're trying to give her titles and all. That's well and good, but
So
like, I'd much rather them give her the little like they did with the Money in the Bank 2-second spots. She held it for a day and then she lost it. Okay, I respect you're trying to give her 26 reigns. Give it to her
she
for
gotta
a day.
match her
There's
dad,
11.
you know?
Give it to her for a day. There's 12. I'm okay with that. I'm completely okay with that.
yeah,
Where do you go from here? That's the question.
it's
You
a
go
very
same
no. It is a very good question because if Baszler was still champ in NXT, I would say have Charlotte actually challenge for the NXT championship.
Ooh, that's
Rhea Ripley's got the belt, and I don't want to see that. That's
Shayna lost the belt. I didn't even know. I thought she was still-
she lost the belt on the what episode of NXT?
Last show of 2019.
Yeah, the final show of 2019. It was pretty much like a NXT Takeover Light, which that was definitely the highlight of the night, dude. Place blew up.
Oh, their
when
match.
Rhea yeah, man.
Hence, that was awesome.
Okay.
But I mean, we know the winners of the women's title matches so far.
Have her go challenge Rio. That'd be a surprise.
Jesus. There's so many things I'd like to say about that, but no. Rio would get fucking destroyed by Charlotte. Listen,
She
I
would.
love AEW.
You see why I said that? It needs to happen. She needs to lose that freaking egg belt.
Oh,
Sorry to bring
boy.
That
AEW
egg
WWE
belt.
fans. I know you're here for the Rumble, but Rio needs to lose her freaking belt.
I'm an AEW fan, and even I'm like, God damn, that's a fucking
Yeah, I'm over
mismatch.
it too.
Yeah. But right now, so we had Becky and Bailey both retained tonight. There's no guarantee though that they'll have the belts going into Mania because we still have Elimination Chamber. I assume
But
Becky's
you
going
don't-
to. Becky will.
Yeah, that's
And I think
again. Earlier I mentioned I'm not a logical guy, but you don't lose a belt the pay-per-view before WrestleMania.
it's happened.
You just-
It's happened.
Yeah, it happened.
That's
But-
happened.
Okay. I mean, it could happen, but
I would think so. If I'm gonna book it now, my early prediction would be Becky Lynch is gonna go on to face Ronda Rousey in a singles match at WrestleMania to let Becky get that singles victory over Ronda instead of the triple threat.
You tell me that Becky's gonna face somebody at WrestleMania and she's gonna lose her belt because a year is enough. It's enough.
So
Move
I
on.
say Charlotte challenges Bailey or whoever's got the SmackDown belt, even though Charlotte's on Raw. I think she's on Raw. Is
Yeah,
she on
she's Raw.
Yeah, she's
Yeah,
Raw.
yeah.
I do Raw every week. You think I would know this?
Okay.
Oh yeah, because
So
she's over there with Andrade. So I think,
Charlotte challenges Bailey,
or
and she
whoever's
takes
got the SmackDown title.
Okay, so Charlotte takes the SmackDown title, and then later on, when Becky's fighting whoever she's fighting, Charlotte comes down and is like, "Look at this Money in the Bank thing that I just happen to have that I'm gonna cash in and take your belt."
I
Boom,
bought
let's
it
go.
from some dude in the audience who has a
Let's
replica.
book it. Charlotte 2 belts. I'm great. Let's go.
Anyway, everybody wants to be 2 belts now that Becky Lynch had that shit.
I was so about Becky 2 belts, and the tables have turned so much.
So
I
what
want her
else?
to
What
lose
else?
it.
Anything else happened in the Rumble? Oh, poor Sarah Logan. That was a waste of spot. What's the point with Sarah, man? I love Sarah to death. I love Sarah and I love Dana Brooke, man. And it breaks my heart because it's like, you know, they're never gonna do anything with them. I do, and I love him to death, man. It ain't like Ricochet. Ricochet's a dumpster fire. I fuck him, but I love.
Yo. That Mandy Rose Otis spot. was,
Yes, thank
that
you,
was
thank
hilarious.
you, and Natalia with her Kofi spot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so we had
definitely.
2.
Not Natalia, Naomi.
Naomi,
excuse me,
yes,
yeah,
yes.
yeah, we had 2 Kofi spots. We had the one where, you said it. Mandy Rose got tossed out the ring and disappeared off of frame And when the camera came around, she had landed on a prone Otis who was just laying on the ground, man. Oh,
Happened
God.
to be there.
Shit was hilarious. And then Naomi did some crazy parkour shit, jumping from the ring steps to the apron, balancing the apron across the tables, and then she built a bridge with part of the table. Yeah, that
She
was cool.
landed. She landed on the barrier,
Yeah,
and her feet
Not
were
the
like
ring
so
apron,
close
the
to the
barrier.
ground. Yeah, and I thought she was gonna lose it. I was like, they're
So
gonna
did I.
spot. Like,
I was like, yeah, this is gonna botch. Like this, we're gonna see finally the botch on the Kofi spot. But damn,
like
dude.
the fact she nailed it is absolutely amazing.
Dude, that was
Yeah,
tense.
that
too.
was crazy.
You
too.
sitting holding your
So
breath
good.
too. You were like, you were sitting there
yes.
holding it, man. Yeah, it was so good. All right, so I mean that was the women's rumble. I think that covered just about everything in there that was worth covering. Yeah. Follow it up. Probably the least eventful match on the main card was the SmackDown Women's Championship. Bayley taking on your girl there, Lacey Evans. Rob.
And her sexy shiny green, looking like a leprechaun.
Jesus. This
Luck
match
of the
was
eye.
decent. This match was decent, man. I don't have any serious complaints, but I didn't have any wow spots for me.
It really didn't.
I feel like they tried to do something with Lacey's daughter there for a moment. Like Lacey's daughter, I think, was meant to like console her mom or something and hold her hand, but I just don't think they conveyed the moment that well because the finish happened right afterwards. So you know they were trying to do something right there.
Right.
Yeah.
I think this match was just filler to say Bayley defended her title. To be surely honest.
Well, it was also a come down match. You had to come down after the Royal Rumble. You know
Right,
what I
right.
mean?
Yeah.
You had to kind of do like a palate cleanser. Let the crowd kind of reset. Cynical people would say it was a piss break, but no, it was not a piss break.
It was better than that.
Yeah.
but
Way better than a piss
I
break.
see why some would say that.
Yeah.
It wasn't a piss break, but it could be used as one of.
If you had to pick a match, unfortunately, I think this would have been the one. But
As much as I love Lacey, it is what it is. When you're plugged in a piss break, you're plugged in a piss break. You got to do what the man tells you to do.
But yeah, Bayley ended up retaining with a roll up with the trunks too. So she didn't beat her clean. She didn't incapacitate her. It was through nefarious means.
Which for a split second I was mad because Lacey is my girl, but at the same time it's Bayley. She's a heel now. You have to do.
Well, not only that, it does possibly add legs to extend the feud, and maybe
Right,
get that belt on
And then
Lacey.
have Lacey
man.
take her title at Mania. Let's go.
Maybe, man, maybe your girl
And
might
then
get a
after,
Mania
and then to
moment.
cancel that whole Charlotte bought the thing
Yeah,
up
Charlotte-
in the crowd thing.
Cancel Charlotte. Charlotte forgets that she had the main event spot. She just forgot. Becky goes on to face Ronda last plan.
She can have the Raw title if she
She
wants. I'm
sleeps
okay with
in or
that.
something. I don't know.
Sleeps in.
Yeah.
Sets an alarm.
Oh man. Oh shoot. Oh my god. Following this, the Fiend and Daniel Bryan. Why is this causing so much hate? The Fiend is badass.
The
Why
Fiend is
are people acting like they're getting over the Fiend, man?
It's overdone.
shit.
It's overdone. The stupid
overdone.
belt, the red lights, it's overdone. This is the spot I was talking about earlier. I picked Daniel Bryan in our predictions because you build a monster. You build this monster, and everybody's like, this monster, he just gets his ass whooped by Seth Rollins so bad that the ref stops a Hell in the Cell match. You can't do that. But the Fiend was so beat up that got done. He took so much damage. He's a monster. And then you have Daniel Bryan come in, and the Fiend's like, holy shit, I'm scared of Daniel Bryan. I'm going to go back under the ring and hide. That's why I picked Daniel Bryan. I'm like, the Fiend is scared of him. But then I missed SmackDown, the Fiend whooping Daniel Bryan, and the table's turning. If I would have seen that, I would have picked the Fiend tonight. Because I thought Daniel Bryan had the upper hand, and he was going to actually take the title.
Oh,
How do you,
I get
how do
where
you
you're
build
going
him?
now.
How do you
I
build
get
him?
it.
How do you kill a monster that is unbeatable? You make him scared of Daniel Bryan. Oh shit, Daniel! That's how
Because
you do
you
it.
saw
Daniel
the
Bryan didn't win.
previous
And
episode.
then
Yeah.
they're in a strap match. Okay, how do you win a strap match? Touch all four corners. The Fiend loses his
No,
title, but
that's
he
the-
doesn't get pinned. He doesn't get submitted. He still looks like a badass, but he lost his title. No, the tables turned in my face completely, 100%,
Yeah,
and I
they
picked
did.
the wrong winner.
Yeah, you did.
Bugs me.
Yo, they smacked the shit out of each other with that belt.
Oh, they did.
Oh
They
my
did.
god, dude.
And they made it seem like Daniel Bryan was gonna walk this, and like
Oh
my
man.
second favorite thing ever, aside from DX. DX is my favorite thing in wrestling ever. My second favorite thing ever is the Yes Movement and the crowd in unity going like this. It's
Oh, the
so
place
electric.
would have fucking exploded.
That's what I'm
Dude, when
saying.
he-
Daniel
I'm
Bryan
like, oh
would
my
have
god,
won.
this place is gonna yes so hard, and then the
Yeah.
Fiend's like, "Psych, I'm the Fiend, and I'm unbeatable again."
When he had the label lock on him with the strap across the Fiend's face,
Oh, I thought
I
it was
was
over.
standing-
for a moment, I was like, "Oh shit, Daniel Bryan's gonna win it."
I was ready to stand on my couch and point at the sky.
Oh man, I thought he was gonna do it, man. Oh,
So did
God.
I. So did I.
Yeah, no, it wasn't to be. It was a good match. It was a very good match. It still wasn't anything like mind blowing. I think people were still recovering from that Royal Rumble and starting. Mind was kind of wandering. It was hard to kind of snap your attention, you know.
My issue with this is now, how do you get to Fiend? You can have The Rock come out in a match, a surprise match with the Fiend, and rock bottom him and take the Universal title. And I'm wrestling again, and I'm like, it should have been Daniel Bryan. You Rock.
I feel so. You asked that. I feel like at some point, because Ramblin' Rabbit, this is so crazy. I'm going to use this as like actual continuity. Ramblin' Rabbit says that the Fiend's got a weakness, right? That he's got a weakness, but Bray Wyatt keeps shutting his ass up. Ramblin' Rabbit's going to be the defector. Like they're going to be like in some interrogation room. And it's gonna be Ramblin' Rabbit, like asking for security, you know.
Yeah.
You know, like needs to be put in witness protection. But he's gonna expose the fiend's weakness. There's gonna be some weakness. Yeah, man. And that's probably be it. You know, it's probably just like kick him in the dick. With all his face. But he's gonna have a weakness. It's gonna be Roman Reigns that beats him. By the way, it is. It's going to be Roman.
I will
I hope
definitely
not,
be like,
but
it
you're
should have been
probably
Daniel
right.
Bryan if that
Yeah.
happened.
I don't want it to be Roman because I still want to see John Cena and Randy Orton get taken out by the Fiend because that's his whole thing is the hit list of people who've done him wrong in the past. So Randy Orton is obviously top of that list, burning his damn house down. But John Cena too, man. John Cena just for the politics, like because that was just so.
You
Fun.
can't get John Cena though. How you gonna get somebody you can see?
Shut up, bro.
Jesus.
He can teleport, Rob. He just keep teleporting until he finds him. All right. Match was good though. Match was good. Fiend ended up winning. He caught what was it? He hit the choke slam with the mandible claw. Is that what he did him with?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of a flat finish.
He ripped my heart out of my chest.
Hey,
The
man.
emotion in this one was half predictions and half, like I said, the yes thing is my second favorite thing in wrestling of all time.
Yeah. Well, you know,
I was so ready
You're
for
dead.
43,000 people to yes with Daniel Bryan. No, instead they knowed.
instead they note. Daniel Bryan, like stumbling his ass up the ramp too. Like he was hurting from that match. And honestly,
What's
he
good though
didn't
is
have to fake it. He didn't have to fake
I
it.
don't-
Right.
I'm not
boy.
one to look at. This is like the third time I brought this up. I'm not one to look at things like, oh, that hurt him. He got pinned, so it hurt him in the long run. But when it comes to Daniel Bryan, you can pin Daniel Bryan and he's not hurt. Like you can't hurt Daniel Bryan.
He slapped the
that
shit out of
episode
him with that leather strap for a half hour straight.
once. I mean, like character wise,
That's true.
like
That's true.
he doesn't look
yeah.
weaker. Like Daniel Bryan, we've
He's
said it on an episode before,
mentally
is a
strong.
once in a freaking 10-year superstar. Like he is so good at everything he does. You can't weaken him. No matter what you do to the man, you can't weaken him.
Yeah.
It's so amazing.
I'm interested to see what his
tell me
character's going to
dog
go through.
crap. And like nobody in the world is gonna eat dog crap better than Daniel Bryan. Like,
Maybe it's part of his vegan diet or something. I don't know. I am interested to see what happens with his character going forward because it's not going to make much sense if he comes out and he's just like, I gave it a good go, folks. You know, something's got to click with him. Really, what I was hoping was when he was going up that ramp that somebody was going to jump his ass and we were just going to get straight into the next feud. You know, kind of distract you from the Fiend match, kind of.
Or next week on SmackDown, he's got Ramblin' Rabbit in the back room, and we don't know why.
That's
Keep going.
There we go, Rob. There we go. Earn that paycheck,
go.
Rob.
Let's roll. I'm down for that.
Hell yeah, me too, man.
I'd be into it. Yeah.
I'm down for that too. Hell yeah. Oh, I think I messed something up.
Uh-oh.
So speaking of you messed something up, what match do we have next, Kyle?
We have, of course. We had this was so if you take the Royal Rumbles out of the equation, for me this was match of the night. Becky Lynch and Asuka. Yo, like, so I was half paying attention to all three matches. Like, I'm watching them. It's not like I'm sitting playing on my phone too much or doing other stuff. I'm watching them, but I'm not really like soaking them in. And then when Becky Lynch hit that like inverted suplex on Asuka off the ring apron onto the floor and she just
Jesus.
splatted, dude, I yelled. I was like, holy shit. It's just like,
Right?
I was put on notice at that point, man. Yeah, like then I was fully in it. I was fully in it at that point. I was like, yo, I was cheering Becky on. Sorry, Rob. I was cheering her on to get that W back. Her and Asuka killed it. I loved Kairi Sane's character work on the outside. Every time both the women were down, just panning over to Kairi, pleading with Asuka to get up. You know, Kairi did her part very well. I was just a huge fan of this match. I hope I didn't miss something, but like, I loved how they worked each other's limbs over. The pace of the match was good. At moments, like at parts of this match, I saw sequences that you typically see in like New Japan and other indie shows. It really looked like Becky maybe went to Asuka, and they went over some new stuff, man. Because especially in the beginning of that match,
These two danced. Like, they didn't wrestle,
Hell,
they
man,
danced.
it
And
was
by that,
good.
I mean, in order to dance with somebody, you got to be in sync, and you have to be two have to become one, and that's what these two did. This match
Yeah,
was
it was
absolutely
beautiful.
amazing.
Yeah.
I was all about Becky losing the title. I've said that like 6 times now. I will continue to say it until she finally does it. They made me feel like it could happen, but the way the match ended was absolutely amazing. The ref was distracted, and Asuka got ready for the freaking mist, and then it got botched, and she sprayed the mist in the air. That's the moment where I was like, okay, I'm down with that. I want Becky to lose,
Right?
but like, if she's gonna win, botch the mist. What better ending can you ask? Like, legit, that was great. Spray the mist in the air, boom, you're done. Move on.
Oh yeah, man, it was good. It was good. Kev, what'd you think, man?
I mean, great, you know, and now Becky has that monkey off the back too, you know. I mean, she hasn't looked stronger in her whole title reign right now. So
Yeah.
unfortunately, Rob,
Do you
I don't
think
think she's losing that title anytime soon. And
Do you think the fan base or a portion of the fan base that was growing stale on her, this pulled them back?
I think some, because it definitely. I mean, I was starting to grow a little stale on her too myself. You know,
Not me.
being totally
I'm
honest.
still far gone.
Yeah.
Well,
That's why I
not
said
counting
some,
Rob.
Rob. That's why I said some, Rob.
Not counting Rob, but yeah. No, I mean, I think we'll win again. I mean, that was a really, really good match. That, like, you know, there were times when, you know, you definitely believed Asuka could win that match, and Becky overcame, and vice versa, and then overcome a little more. So, you know.
Hell yeah. No, I was all for it. I liked how they I liked the end after Becky won. Like, she stared down Asuka, and it was almost like I may have been reading too much into it, but it was like Asuka had disdain and respect at the same time in her eyes.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I interpreted that moment between the two of them.
Totally.
For a moment there, I almost thought Becky was gonna get her up, and they were a handshake. But I was like, no, Asuka, that'd make Asuka look stupid.
Right.
Yeah. Asuka's got Kairi Sane to help her up, you know, and get her back on track. Plus, they have those tag team titles anyways, so they're gonna be.
It was definitely a good way to say with the eyes that, you know, this has been a thing for like ever. Becky's the man, but you're the one she hasn't beat and she can't beat.
She finally
Now
got
she
it.
did. Here's the eye look. It's over. Move on.
It was good, man. And move on we did to nice. I didn't realize oh shit, help me out here. I just watched AEW the other night, not Private Party. Fuck.
What?
God damn. This is what happens when like I don't have notes in front of me, man. And I
Street
have
Profits?
Street Profits, thank you. Like
They
my
are a
memory,
ripoff.
I blank all the time, man. I didn't
Private
realize.
Party is you didn't blank. Private Party's a ripoff, man. Like
I know.
that's coming from an AEW guy. Those who don't know me, if I had to choose WWE or AEW, I'd side with AEW and hope they get better. Private Party's a ripoff. I said it.
But anyways, Angelo Dawkins, I didn't realize how good at beatboxing he is. That dude's pretty good, man.
I think it was fake, man. It had that's like legit. You're that good and you haven't done it yet.
Wow.
Who was it?
Like
Oh, you probably. Oh, you guys. I don't think you guys saw, but there was a ref when John Cena was doing his Doctor of Thugonomics, and it came out this ref could beatbox like a motherfucker, dude, and it was the coolest thing because nobody knew it. And then John Cena just handed him a mic and said, "Drop a beat." And then you were expecting some like just white dude, no rhythm. Yeah, yeah. No, but then he like dropped some serious stuff and it blew everyone's mind. And then you had the SmackDown ref doing beatbox all the time. I'll show you guys after the show. I want to say it's not Mike Chioda. Who's Lil? I want to say it's Lil Nate, but it's probably not Lil Nate. But anyways, on to the men's Royal Rumble. Brock Lesnar. I predicted this on SmackDown. Kev, you were there. I predicted the hell out of this. I said, Brock's going to go ahead and we're going to get to like the teens before Brock is even challenged a little bit. And
and it was almost the half of the field before he, that was crazy.
I started to get nervous, man. I thought we were going to get 20 competitors. I thought it was
So
going to
did
be.
I. I was like, no
man.
way.
I
Like,
think
I was into it at first, man. Like, I was like, holy shit, Brock Lesnar. This is kind of cool, But I think it went out.
The only criticism I had about this match, because at first I wasn't digging the Brock stuff until it dawned on me, this might be the longest match Brock Lesnar's ever had in WWE.
Yeah, that too.
even Michael Cole plugged. He's like, I don't want to hear it about him.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about him not showing up, about him not defending. Look what he did tonight.
Yeah. No, that
My
was.
only gripe is like I personally think it should have went all match. But those who don't know me, I'm a big Brock guy. I like Brock Lesnar. I like what he does. I like what he represents. You should have went one more.
No.
One more. Give him the record. Give him the record. Don't tie him with Braun Strowman.
No, he
You already
did get
had
the
him
record.
ruin
didn't
Braun
he?
Strowman, right?
I don't know. He didn't
That
get the
wasn't around?
record.
Oh, he didn't know. Okay,
No.
I thought he did get the record.
Braun
No.
Strowman held the record for 13 people. Brock hit 13 and then got eliminated.
Oh, I
So-
thought he got 14.
Go 14, and then boom, have him get kicked. Which I said
Yeah.
it happened that this is an omen because Drew McIntyre was the guy to eliminate him.
Yeah, man. Oh, God, yes.
No, I'll tell you what. When he gave him that kick, I yelled so fucking
Dude,
loud.
me too.
That
Me
was a
too,
great
man.
way to eliminate.
Dude, the
Holy
crowd.
shit.
That was the pop of the night. Was,
Yeah,
it was.
dude, the
It was
crowd
so
went
badass.
ape shit when Drew hit them. They did that perfectly.
It was very
'cause-
well timed.
Because
really
Oh yeah.
Brock, at first, it was cool. He was eliminating. I hate to disrespect the wrestlers, but we'll just call them nobodies for now. The first bit of hope you got Kofi out there, right? And you're like, okay, Kofi's revenge, right? Kofi gets beat down handedly, but he's the first one to not get tossed over the rope immediately. And he's the first one to be in there when a second person comes in. It's Rey Mysterio. You got Rey's history with Dominic and that stuff. And you're like, all right, cool. And then, of course, Big E comes out, and you were like, yes, we got a force. This is a nice little story of how to get Brock out there. Brock ends up taking out Rey Mysterio. Doesn't get much heat from it. He does the freaking Superman punch off of Big E's back, so he loses any heat because that was just cool. All right, you can't have Brock out there doing cool stuff. All right, you're not gonna get booed. All right,
That's true.
and then he F5'd Kofi out. Kofi
Yes.
didn't have a Kofi spot, man. I get it because Naomi had a Kofi spot, and so did Mandy Rose. You don't
Okay.
really want to distract from
I
what
have
they
to ask,
did.
are you calling it a Kofi spot because of the pancakes?
No, because he did
No.
like 12 years in a row creative ways of not getting eliminated.
Really? Okay, so the only one I seen
Yeah.
was the pancake.
No.
So technically, I'm right. It's
But
just
no,
I'm calling it
12,
too late. I'm
well,
dead.
dude, just look up Kofi Royal Rumble and you'll get a whole collection of all these crazy innovative ways that he avoided getting eliminated.
I'm
Yeah.
curious. I wanted to know. And those who don't know me, I used to hate New Day.
Dude, he
I
used
despise New Day.
JBL's computer chair as a
hated New Day.
pogo stick. And he like pogoed his ass way into the ring one year, man. It was awesome.
That's awesome.
That's great.
But yeah, so Brock eliminates Kofi. Now you're feeling a little upset. You're getting a little mad. He eliminates
I'm
a
not.
couple
I
other
wasn't.
guys, and
I'm not.
and it's getting old. And then Keith Lee comes out. The mood
Oh my
changes,
God.
man.
I was like, another jobber.
Ah, you
Another
asshole.
jobber.
Rob.
Oh, get
Rob,
out.
that is your future favorite wrestler. I promise
No, it's
you.
not.
Oh,
No,
yes.
Keith Lee is
not.
the
No.
fucking bomb.
Yes.
As
Like,
far as
He's
I'm
the right
concerned,
now.
until
Hands
he
down.
actually gets drafted to the main roster, he's
Oh, he
a
will.
nobody to
He
me.
will.
Oh,
He will.
He will. He will.
blasphemous talk you have.
And then when he
out of
gets
your
drafted to
mouth.
the main roster, he's a
Yo,
rookie to me.
Yo, listen, leave it in the
I don't know what
comments.
he done to
Leave
actually.
all the
Oh.
hate for Rob in the comments, please. Eviscerate Rob Roode. Oh, man. Yeah, Keith Lee's definitely a guy who can do some flipsy doos, Rob, though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
Those who don't know me, I am joking. I'm not joking that I was expecting Brock to.
That's your
flip him
next
over the rope.
T-shirt, bro.
Let's
Your next
roll.
T-shirt's going to literally say, those who don't know me.
I do say that a lot. I do say that quite a bit.
Oh, man.
For those who don't know me, I love Baron Corbin.
AEW. If you were to put
Lacey
AEW in
Evans.
a battle royal against NXT, I'm sorry, you know, the
Yeah.
champion.
Listen, I'm not going to get into that. I poked that hornet's nest enough as it is. But Keith Lee comes out. This is the part that got me mad, though. So Keith Lee comes out. They have their back and forth. Braun comes out, and then they look fucking stupid. You got Brock in here who's eliminated like 10 guys in a row, and you fight each other because, like, you're a big guy. I'm a big guy. Let's fight each other. Instead, there's this
Yeah.
behemoth over here, the fucking WWE
That's
champion.
eliminated 32 people.
Yes,
so far.
dude. Let's fight each other. Like, no, dude. Take
Get
care
rid
of the
this dude first.
problem.
Yeah.
It's because
So-
they were scared and they just didn't want to say.
Yeah,
Like,
so
that's Brock.
that was
I'm
my
going
only
near him.
gripe. That was my only gripe, man. You made Keith Lee look dumb. I don't care about Braun Strowman looking dumb, but you made Keith Lee look dumb as hell in that moment, and so that got me. And then I don't remember really anything else until Drew came out there. I do. When I think it was Drew or it may have been Keith Lee, but the camera picked up on Brock mouthing like, "Who's this motherfucker?" Like,
Really?
yes, dude, go back. It was
No shit.
either Keith Lee or it was Drew McIntyre. It was one or the other. But yeah,
Wow.
the camera totally picked it up.
That's hilarious.
But you also had Shelton Benjamin out there. You had a nice little turn from Brock. He turned on his old buddy from OVW and shit. And then you had MVP out there at 1.2. That was another Brock highlight. I watched Brock. He started dancing to MVP's music.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. I love watching Brock have fun. I love watching Brock loosen up a little bit, man.
Yeah.
It's refreshing.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, Dumpster Fire came out. Ricochet
Oh, jeez.
didn't get eliminated right away some reason. And then of course Drew McIntyre was in there, and I called it. I knew the corner Ricochet was in. I remembered Raw, and like on cue, I looked at my wife. I was like, Ricochet's gonna kick him in the dick, and fucking 2 seconds later, man, yes, it happened. Claymore kick, crowd erupted, euphoria. God damn, it was good. It was so.
I was expecting, like you said, Ricochet to come out, try to be all ballsy like he tries to be, but you're still a rookie, and he's gonna do a flipsy do ballsy move and just end up flying over the top rope. He's gonna try to do that thing he does and like be a high flyer, but Brock's just like bink. And then, nope, you end up over the rope.
It would have been funny. It would have been funny if he swatted
been.
him. If he just like swatted him.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I was expecting.
But he did that to I believe that's how he did that to Jeff Hardy, I think. Way back when Brock first came on the scene. I think Jeff Hardy was did that exact spot you're talking about. Got on the top rope and Brock just blasted him. Just it was gone, dude. It was like a Mack truck hitting a bug. It was awesome though. Remember that? I was a huge Jeff Hardy fan too at that time. That hurt my feelings. What else, man? What else was there going into it? We had we didn't really have any other big returns. The ring filled up. That's when it got interesting. AJ Styles and OC, they were running the show.
We didn't have any big returns.
Aha. Nah.
Wow, yeah.
Oh,
We didn't have any
man.
big returns.
Yo,
I was in
dude.
my daughter's room and holy shitted.
Yo.
I was cleaning up. That way you see the backdrop here.
Yeah.
Crap all over the place. I was in my daughter's room and you think you know me. I dropped shit on her floor. I ran into my living room.
So, dude.
I clean it up tomorrow.
Man, Edge crying on the ramp. Like, just like, oh, God, dude. Oh, God, man. You can dub fucking Titanic music to that shit.
Fun fact, my uncle used to work with Edge in Detroit,
Really?
Michigan at a bar called, at the time it was the Metropole.
For real.
Edge came over from Canada and like he was working at the bar with my uncle. Back in the Attitude Era days, I was watching Raw.
Yeah.
And my uncle came out, like he walked in the house and he looked and he's like, I used to work with that guy. And he had Polaroids with him, like at the bar.
No shit.
Wow.
Oh,
fucking
shit.
That's pretty
That's
sweet.
really
So,
good.
yeah, Edge
That's
used to
so
work at a bar in Detroit, Michigan, like when he was into indies or whatever the hell he was doing before.
Yeah,
he
before him
got
and
signed.
Christian got signed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
So a
really
little
good.
fun fact. That's pretty cool.
That is cool
So-
as hell, man. Yeah, Edge came out. We got a reunited rated RKO. That was badass. Him and Randy Orton, man, they got good chemistry. I think I missed that tag team. I don't think I saw that tag team. But they look really good around each other, man. They bounced off each other's personalities super well. Loved them pulling the double RKO on Drew McIntyre.
That scared me.
Yeah,
Because usually when you see something like that, that's the moment before they get eliminated.
Yeah, I was sitting there. I was like, damn it. I want to see Edge win, but I don't want to see Drew lose. I was like, God knows. But watching the chemistry, watching Randy Orton sneak up on Edge like he's about to RKO him. And, dude, when Edge ended up doing it to Randy Orton had the best reaction, like, on the floor. Like, he was so mad, but it was, like, understanding. He was just, like, annoyed. Like, I loved it, dude. Oh.
Yeah, it was good. It was
Man.
really good.
Yeah, it was so good, man. And then it finally came down to Edge, Roman Reigns, and Drew McIntyre. And I was like, fuck. Roman Reigns is going to eliminate Edge. And I was like, if you want to get Roman cheered, how are you going to get him cheered? Putting him in there with fucking
You said that in the
Edge?
chat. You were
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
how
I was
you
like,
get Roman
You're absolutely
cheered.
right.
Yeah, I was like, that is not how you get him cheered, man.
The crowd's so happy Edge is back and you're going to have Roman.
Dude, Edge speared Roman, though. Edge speared
did.
fucking
It was a
Roman.
Scared the
nasty
shit out of
spear,
him.
too.
Oh,
He really
man.
did. He
Edge
really
normally
did.
has like the worst spear. Like no one's gonna want to talk shit about Edge because he just came back, but for real, like his spear back in the day was like garbage. Not tonight though. Tonight his spears were badass. They were really good. Then how did Edge? Oh yeah. Because they were They were fighting on the ring apron, him and Roman, and Roman just kept breaking his grip, and eventually he was able to break Edge's grips, and he just like fell off. And then yeah,
I was ready for Drew to double Claymore kick these two.
that's
guys.
what I thought was
Yeah.
gonna happen.
It
I
was
thought
so
Drew was just gonna
open.
blast them both.
And I was so ready to laugh at you guys that I got bumped from the bracket to the winner bracket and one Claymore kick.
No,
But I just had to wait a few more minutes, which is cool
Yeah.
because I got bumped from the loser bracket to the winner bracket.
Perfect way to do it, man. Yeah, see, perfect way to book Drew's victory though over Roman, because I don't think that people would like hate. I think people really like Roman, but just they're still not ready to see him as like the guy, like winning Royal Rumble, main eventing WrestleMania. They like these organic feuds that he's getting and not being shoved down our throats.
Yes.
So, but using him getting eliminated, because you still remember, Rob, you don't, but a lot of us have watched wrestling the last like 5 years. We still have flashbacks of just every single show closing with Roman's music, beating all the odds, just like LOL, Roman wins. And so you still get that feeling when you see him in the ring. And then for him to miss the
Like-
spear, get Claymored the fuck
Yeah.
out.
I wasn't around, but even I know that he be breakable.
People were it was that Cena shit, man. It was just that like it was just like you knew never bet against Roman. He's gonna win no matter what it is. Book him in a 5-on-1. That dude's gonna win. It ain't like that now. But you still remember, you know, and you're still
Right,
weary.
right.
You're still very weary of that shit. But
Oh, for sure. Because
What's kinda funny
definitely
is-
gotten a few over on him. You know.
yeah, exactly.
That's why in our show predictions, I picked Roman over Corbin because I was like, Roman's not what he used to be. He's beatable, but he's still Roman Reigns. And I was like, but Corbin's got over him twice. Like that's not that shit ain't gonna fly 3 times. It's not
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
Sebastian said the same thing. Seb said the same thing, and I was like, nah, Corbin's probably gonna win, and then Roman will win or Royal Rumble, and I'm happy I was wrong. I predicted McIntyre too, so that means I predicted Roman to lose twice. Yeah, I'm fucking stupid.
Yeah, you crazy, bro. You crazy.
Yeah, I know.
I'm only a year in, and even I know.
Yeah, Roman can't lose twice in a single night. I don't know.
Right.
But damn, dude, does
Baby
Drew not look fucking like the man though? I've
Yeah,
been saying this since he
really
came
does.
on the
He
scene.
really
Like,
does.
Get him the belt now. Holy
him-
shit! After that.
yo, him and Brock at Mania, fucking hell. And the story is so sweet. Just the promo package you can build alone of him, not only him eliminating Brock, but he stared Brock down for like 5 minutes after he eliminated. He would do something in the ring and he'd come back to just staring Brock down, just like
that's so
eyeballing
badass.
that dude. Like he just this, not just like I beat you, I'm shocked. Like no, he wanted to stare a hole through Brock.
Yep.
Oh God, it's such good storytelling. So good.
Yeah.
About
So has
time.
Drew
About,
ever-
about time
And Drew ever
WWE.
won a title?
McIntyre's got no titles in WWE. He's an NXT champion.
Well, he did have the tag title.
That's true.
with Dolph
That's true.
Ziggler for a little while.
So okay, tag titles don't really count. I don't mean no offense.
No, he's a former NXT champ, but he injured himself in his victory, so he didn't get to.
Oh,
to
real
retain
quick,
it.
he got fired. They brought that up at the end. He got
He was
fired.
part of 3-man band. He was part of Heath Slater, Jinder Mahal faction. Believe it or not.
Oh my
Yo,
God,
you
that's
got your phone on
awful.
you, Rob, right? Google 3-man band. Just Google it
Somewhere.
somewhere. You know what? Actually,
Where-
I'm proud of you for
No.
that. I'm proud of you for that, Rob. Don't have a phone attached to you. That's nice. Yeah.
But I haven't touched it. This is important. But what I was getting at is, yes, the stare down happened. That was kind of we're getting McIntyre Brock at Mania. You're not gonna have McIntyre Fiend. It just doesn't make any sense. Like,
Well, not
McIntyre
only
Brock.
that, just the fucking
McIntyre
tension.
hasn't had a belt. Him winning the Rumble, they're obviously going to start finally building the dude up. Like,
Yeah,
I haven't
thank
really
God.
cared for him that much, and that's no disrespect. It's not like my kayfabe. It's just the dude doesn't really do it for me. But I see why he won the Rumble. I see why he deserves a belt. My question is, does Brock lose 2 years in a row at WrestleMania?
Ooh, that's a good question, man. That's a good question.
The question isn't if Brock didn't lose last year. The question would be, does Drew take the title at WrestleMania? But the question becomes, does Brock lose 2 years in a
I
row?
think he does, man. I think Brock loses. He's
yeah.
been on top for just as long as Roman was. You just don't close out every weekly television show with Brock's music, but it's I think he does. I really do. I think he does. But then again, WWE's known to get cold feet. There were so many times we were convinced, like, okay, Roman's got to beat him this time around, or Seth's got to beat him, and then they wouldn't do it. Then then Roman would get the win in like Saudi Arabia or some shit, and then Brock would get the belt back. Like I believe WWE, they just get cold feet with Brock because I believe they know that they have this attraction that they're trying to get every penny they can out of. And I don't think that obviously their actions show that they're not the most confident in him being as big of an attraction without the title. I feel like they just think that Brock needs the title to put asses in seats. When I think, though, popular opinion, I believe a lot of us wouldn't give a fuck. I think, like, I've gone on record and said I would be more intrigued Brock in non-title matches, because then you can run it loose. He doesn't have to be facing all the main event talent. You can have guys coming back out of retirement for one-offs. You can have some cool little, like, David and Goliath feuds. You know what I mean? The matchups could be a lot more fresh than the same, like, revolving 6 guys every year. So I personally would be actually more interested. But I don't think that's WWE, though. I think they're scared to, man. I think they're scared to.
Yeah.
But who knows? I don't know. I mean, actions, if you've watched wrestling the last several years, it definitely seems like they get cold feet. Like they position Brock to lose the belt, and then just, for whatever reason, they're like, not this year. Maybe next year.
Yeah.
How long has Brock had the belt for? Combined reigns, how long do you think he's had the belt for since he came back in like 2015? He's probably had shit for combined
5 years.
That's what it feels like, right?
I mean, like, yeah.
It feels like he's had it forever.
Reigns had it for what, a couple months, and then he went out with the cancer.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't that long that he had it.
He had to relinquish it.
Yeah, and then
And Seth got it or something, and then Brock got it.
Brock got it right back after.
Yeah, that's true.
Like Seth and Brock like traded the belt a couple times recently.
Yeah, because Seth beat him twice last year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Brock beat him once though, didn't he?
Brock beat him. Yeah, because I think Seth got the belt off someone else. I can't remember. Honestly, my memory's shit.
Fair enough. I don't remember either. So
I can't be like Sebastian. Sebastian, dude, he on an episode of Raw back in 1997, like it was December 6th edition. It was a really good match. It was like, fuck, Seth, like, how?
The man in the 4th row, section C, had a Macho Man Randy Savage shirt.
Yeah, dude, that kid's got an ironclad memory, dude. Oh, it's so cool.
They'll give you like the call.
He says Sebastian says he watches just Raw on his spare time. Like he said, just like marathons, Attitude Era, like weekly television. I'm like, dude, that would be a chore. Like
I can do it once in a while.
it's got its highlights. I
I can't say
couldn't
it's a
watch full
chore.
episodes, man. We like to glorify Attitude Era and stuff, but man, there was a lot of cringy shit on there.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
it's like lot of cringy shit.
I watched Raw from September 28th, 1998, because I was there.
Because you were there.
So, yeah, I watched that a lot. That's when Stone Cold stole the Zamboni.
That's awesome. That's so awesome.
Every once in a while, I'll watch like an old pay-per-view from.
That's what I do. I watch the pay-per-views.
Yeah, and then like maybe I'll watch like a Raw or two like after that, kind of see where the storyline goes. But that's it. You know, like I'm not. Yeah, because you're right. I mean, like as good as the Attitude Era was, it was also really.
Yeah, they held both sides of the spectrum.
Yeah.
They were really good, but then they were really bad.
Yeah, it was.
It would definitely not work nowadays.
Oh,
Like,
Not
the
only-
timing was good. It was.
Not only that, I'm a fan of good actual pro wrestling, and that's kind of the thing about it that we, you know, there was the spectacle and all of that stuff, but pro wrestling in WWE is the best it's ever been. Like as far
for
as just
sure.
the wrestling as itself, with the exception of a couple guys back in the day, man, it wasn't even close.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. Like Stone Cold was not the best in-ring wrestler.
You're blocked.
You know.
You're blocked. Really, Kyle, did you bring this guy in that just said that?
Hey, look, man.
No, he wasn't the best. He
we're
was
all
second
entitled
best next
our
to Shawn
opinion,
Michaels.
man. We're all entitled to our-
Listen, man, I love Stone Cold. He's my favorite
I
wrestler of
was
all
actually
time.
about to say, speaking of Attitude Era, it was WrestleMania 15 or when Stone Cold fought Bret Hart and Stone Cold like bled the entire match.
the
I
double
was
turn.
bored.
Yeah.
I was bored in that entire match. I was bored.
Really? I
I was
bored.
bored.
Man, that's always like hailed as
Maybe
like,
that's the
Stone
That was like
Cold
the-
and Bret Hart's like best match. Like
Yeah, and it's
And I
like
was
supposed
bored.
to be
I
like the
just-
start of the Attitude Era and everything too.
it was a
I
submission match.
bored.
You know,
Yeah.
that's
I was
crazy
bored.
to think about. Stone Cold in a submission match.
They
I don't even
lost.
remember being a submission match. I really don't. There's
Yeah.
not much in the Attitude Era that bored me, but that match.
I love that match. I thought it was great. I don't know. But
Amen. But
That's me.
That was our show, man. That was the show. We got we got to look forward to definitely Brock and Drew. That's the highlight.
Yeah.
We'll see who Becky and Bailey, whichever one of them is picked by Charlotte. You would have to think we're going to have some big development between now and WrestleMania, because on the dirt sheet side of things, which I'm always got my ear to the tracks and stuff. I don't know who to listen to, but the common consensus here is that this is the most up in the air WWE's ever been going into WrestleMania season. Normally they've got stuff locked down a year ahead of time, and then come Royal Rumble, they've pretty much got 80-90% of the show locked down, with the exception of stuff happening. They said right now, man, everything's up in the air. You would have to think, though, they probably got more down now that we have Royal Rumble out the way, because you can't really change too much around the main event scene when you got the Royal Rumble winners. But yeah, we'll have to see. I want to see. I want to see what Edge does. Because Edge is probably going to have. If I was a betting man, which I should not be because I'm always wrong, I would say Edge is going to have a retirement match at WrestleMania, because he didn't get to go out on his terms. You know, he had that WrestleMania title defense that he had to retire the next night on Raw due to the injury, but you'd have to think that you kind of want to go out on your terms, even though he was successful in defending it. So I'd like to see him have a retirement match. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Plus, just Edge on your weekly Raw. I'm sold, man. Yeah. He'll easily be the highlight, dude. That dude will bring the comedy back. They'll do bits with him and Christian again, backstage. Oh man, I don't even care if he doesn't wrestle, man. You could put him with the Street Profits every week, dude, and I promise you he'll come up with comedy gold. Get a couple 5-second poses. I'm good for it, man. A couple foam cowboy hats. I'm good for all of that stuff, bro. Yes. But oh man, dude, tomorrow's gonna be interesting. On Raw, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think Rob fell asleep.
No, I'm listening.
If y'all can't see this on YouTube, Rob is the most relaxed I've ever seen the dude. Oh, yeah, it's a good time to end it. It's late, folks. It's late, man. Thank you guys for joining us on the SmackDraw podcast. Make sure to catch us this week. Back to the normal schedule. Raw, AEW's Dynamite, NXT, SmackDown, man. Can't wait to see you guys. Make sure in the comment section, like and subscribe, all that fun stuff. Go ahead and check out, I don't know what the last video was, but check it out over here. Check that video out. And then, of course, hit this subscribe button right here. Kev, the other way, Kev. The other way. Other way. Right. No. There, right there. Yeah, click that button. And we'll catch you next time on the SmackDown podcast. Peace. Buy our shirt.